Number 10. Ballora. There are a lot of people who are hopeful that we will see the return of Ballora, and with her get potentially more information on the Afton family and possibly William's wife, who she maybe was made to resemble. We're still not really sure on that yet. The purple hand at the end of the security breach trailer had many fans speculating that this could mean Ballora's return, as purple is her color. I, however, am more inclined to think that the purple hand could belong to someone else who may or may not make this list, but I also think that Ballora could end up being rebuilt. After all, many fans believe that Ballora did not contain a soul within her, so it is possible that she could be rebuilt, and her blueprints did at one point exist as well, so someone other than William could even get their hands on those and rebuild her, even update her and include her as an attraction at the Mega Pizzaplex. Number 9. Funtime Foxy, or really any of the Funtime animatronics. I am basically ready for an animatronic jamboree or parade with everyone showing up. I also have a theory that there could be some kind of storage facility beneath the Pizzaplex that stores all of the animatronics. Just based on that more behind the scenes setting that we saw explored in the trailer, where it's all dark and metal and there are pipes everywhere, it reminds me a lot of Circus Baby's entertainment and rental. I'm just saying. And friends, before we move on to this next spot, if you are as excited for Security Breach as we are, be sure to show that excitement by giving this video a thumbs up. I promise if you thumbs up the video, you will get the game faster. That's just how it works. I don't make the rules, I just play by them. Number 8. Golden Freddy. I am always hoping to see Golden Freddy because he is just my favorite version of Freddy Fazbear. He is known for being quiet, sneaky, and pretty rare. I also would just love to see if we get a new version of the character in Security Breach, or how his appearance could be updated there. In Five Nights at Freddy's AR Special Delivery, Golden Freddy has like solid gold teeth. So to me, the golden opportunities here are endless for what kind of appearance changes we could see happen with this character. I personally am into the idea of a neon or shiny Golden Freddy, just all neon everything for me please. Number 7. Foxy. I always want more Foxy, and with the new crew in this game featuring seemingly Roxanne Wolf in kind of Foxy's place, I'm hoping we'll see some alternate version of Foxy still in the game, even if it's not the original obviously. I mean, we have Roxanne Wolf, she looks pretty cool, but it's not Foxy. I mean, I guess you could already guess from the inclusion of Funtime Foxy on this list, I am a big Foxy fangirl. I love pirates, and I also really want to see some acknowledgement of just all the games and their animatronics in this newest one. Also, if William Afton could have potentially found a way to live on, it is possible that he could be making new original animatronics and trying to harvest new souls to trap within them. I'm just thinking out loud here. Could be possible. Number 6. Balloon Boy. Or the Balloon Boys Band, maybe? As Top 10 gaming co-host and Viper Girl channel host Bree suggested to me earlier today. I love the idea of a Balloon Boys band, actually. It just sounds so great. All the Balloon Boys. I personally find Balloon Boy so irritating, which is also why I kind of want to see him return and watch how players struggle with his existence in this game. I think we could see an alternate version of him in terms of gameplay function anyways, with the mysterious character that some people spotted in the trailer, appearing as a disruptive animatronic monkey with symbols or as a moon. A lot of people are saying it's the moon to the sun animatronic, which yeah, could be a thing. Or it could be someone different. There's lots of options. We don't really know yet. But to me it also kind of, the position just looked like a monkey with symbols. I don't know if I'm the only one that's seeing that. I think I am. Perhaps this moon animatronic or monkey with symbols animatronic could even cause animatronics to be attracted to you as you attempt to sneak around the Pizzaplex. I'm just saying, if it's a monkey with symbols, you know what I mean? No one else thinks it's that. Everyone in the comments is gonna be like, Amanda, it's not a thing. Get out. Number 5. Circus Baby. So I know how unlikely this is before you start, but I still really love Circus Baby, and I want it to happen. I know she was burned up in the fire and I need to let her go, but she's just such a great animatronic and character, and I'm just still so hopeful that her sharing a voice actor with Vanessa, with both characters being voiced by Heather Masters, could mean that they end up being somehow the same person, or that there's some connection there. That voice actor connection could be the link we need as a hint that Circus Baby is still alive in some way and has somehow survived. I'm also of the mindset that all of William Afton's children at this point could have just actually been hyper-realistic humanoid animatronics that he created, and they weren't actually real children. And if that's true, who is to say he doesn't have backup somewhere and is simply looking to harvest souls to give them new life? Maybe they were just like the other animatronics, but they were like, looked like people. I don't know. Number 4, Mangle. A fan favorite that I would love to see return is Mangle. As far as I recall, Mangle has not been destroyed and could still be out on the prowl somewhere. Mangle is a fan favorite because of how terrifying they are and how mysterious they are as well. We still don't really know too much about Mangle. Are they possessed by a dog? Are they just an animatronic gone haywire? Or were they driven mad by children constantly disassembling and reassembling them? We don't know for sure, but having them appear in Security Breach might get us closer to finding out. Number 3, William Afton. Or William Afton as Glitchtrap, perhaps. I know William Afton is gone, but I think we're all expecting that he could be returning in this game, at least in some capacity. Remember when I was talking about that purple hand at the end of the trailer? Yeah, I'm pretty sure that that's William Afton. With the appearance of Glitchtrap and the reluctant follower of Vanny in Help Wanted, many fans expect that we will see William Afton's imprint or soul return in Security Breach, and that he will attempt to make his move from the digital world to the real world once more. I personally am excited for the potential return of William Afton, but I'm also hoping we'll see him thwarted in the end with the new big bad appearing and taking over his legacy in this game. Mwahaha. Number 2, Mrs. Afton. Honestly, it seems more likely based on all the research that I've gathered that Vanessa is probably not going to end up being Mrs. Afton, as I kind of initially thought she might be, unless we are doing some kind of, I don't know, weird time traveling stuff, or there's something that I missed. Still, what I am hoping, regardless of who Vanessa really is that we'll get to find out more about William Afton's partner, love, or wife, as I still believe that she is the key to understanding why William became a killer, and I believe she's out there somewhere waiting to be integrated into the story. Mrs. Afton doesn't even have to appear as a character featured in the game in terms of someone playable, a victim, or an animatronic. Even just having some kind of flashback or just more hints towards her would suffice for me for her inclusion in the game. I just want more pieces to help me solve this puzzle. There's so many gaps in the puzzle, and I'm like, help, please help. Number 1, Stitch Wraith. It's really hard at this point for me to decide just who I would want the most in this game when it comes to characters, but the Stitch Wraith is definitely really high up there, so I decided to give him the top spot for this list. With the books and the games being mostly separate in terms of stories, the Stitch Wraith's appearance could give us a more established and reliable link between them than just, all the clues, the similarities, and the theories that we've pulled from the books thus far. The Stitch Wraith, I think, could also make a very interesting antagonist for not just the books but also the games, as the way he's described is definitely horrifying, and his whole purpose in the book seems pretty sinister and awful. I don't know about you, but I personally am ready for my Stitch Wraith jump scare now. Please give it to me, Scott Cawthon. Give me the Stitch Wraith jump scare. Number 10, Nightmare. While we are all super excited for Security Breach, the question is, how scary will the animatronics we've seen so far actually be in the game? After all, they look fun and colorful and intimidating, but not really, I don't know, scary? They aren't Withered, they aren't Nightmare, and they definitely are not Springtrap. They look like fully functional, shiny new animatronics. Now, brand new and bright colorful animatronics of course can be scary, but not just based on appearance alone. Usually you need something extra there. So it might be cool to add something a little bit more surface level scary to the mix. That's right, what if Nightmare appeared somewhere in Security Breach? I personally think it would be cool if the whole Nightmare crew showed up at some point and we have I don't know, a little dream sequence featuring them, but then again, I'm probably just dreaming with these hopes, or I guess nightmaring, I suppose. Number 9, the Endos. As I said with my previous point, while I am hyped for Security Breach, I also feel like it could use just a dash more scare. Nightmare might be a good way to add that in, but you know what else could be another good way to do this? With the endos. Endos are short form for what we usually refer to as an endoskeleton animatronic, and there actually have been a few versions of them to pop up in the franchise, but we've never really seen them developed into any kind of main threat or main character. Even in Special Delivery, endos show up and attack you, attempting to jump scare you, but they aren't the main attraction in that game either. They're kind of like the warm-up. It would be cool to see an endo take on a role as more of a main character or main antagonist. Even perhaps a whole fleet of endos showing up at once? I mean, that sounds pretty scary to me. Makes me think of Terminator. There's nothing scarier than a robot without its skin on. And friends, before we move on to this next point, if you are enjoying this list and you want more FNAF lists where we talk about more FNAF characters, please be sure to let us know by giving this video a thumbs up. And why not click subscribe while you're down there. It's good for you, I promise. People say every time you click subscribe, an angel gets its wings. Number 8, Puppet. The Puppet is one of the freakiest characters we had in the FNAF universe, and while it might now be gone and Charlie's spirit might be free, it would still be cool to see some form of it return, even if it's just a form of the Puppet that was remade in some way. The Puppet as a character, as a design, is disturbing and unique. We don't have a ton of other animatronics that quite compare to it or look as similar. Perhaps we could have some new version of the Puppet, some other kind of, I don't know, Jack-in-the-Box style animatronic that was maybe even part of security or kind of like a guardian, like how the Puppet was. It would be cool to see the Puppet return in some kind of heroic manner, even if the character wasn't Charlotte any longer. I would love to see a hero puppet. It's so creepy, but it's such like a sweetie, you know? Creepy, but a sweetie. Number 7, Lefty. Some have even imagined a version of Lefty glam rocked out, but me personally, I would be happy just to see regular old Lefty. Lefty has really only made a brief appearance in the franchise, first appearing in Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria Simulator, and then later in the more predictable and not as story-focused titles Ultimate Custom Night and Special Delivery. Lefty could also be a 2-for-1 deal too. If we saw another version of the character, there might be another puppet within it. Maybe a new puppet, glam rock puppet? That could be really weird and disturbing, but also kind of cool. Glam rock puppet. Number 6, Funtime Freddy and Bon Bon. We might have talked about this a bit in part 1, I don't remember, but a lot of people have actually theorized that the glam rock animatronics are part of the Funtime family, and that like the Funtime animatronics, these glam rock animatronics could also be designed for, well, for storage. Storage of people. In Security Breach, fans think we might actually be able to climb into the glam rock animatronics and even perhaps control them, needing to use their unique abilities to get around the Pizzaplex safely and efficiently. Actually, was this something that MatPat mentioned? I feel like it was something that MatPat mentioned. So thank you, MatPat, for this theory, if that's where it came from, and I'm sure it did. Thank you for this theory. I agree with it. I think it's a really good theory. Now, of course, if this theory is true, and the two groups of animatronics are linked, then who is to say that the Funtime animatronics, or at least some version of them, might not be hiding somewhere? Somewhere in the Pizzaplex. You know who is another animatronic known for their capacity to store? Funtime Freddy. I'm just saying, I've seen the blueprints. Number 5, Springtrap. I know. Springtrap is doubly dead. So dead and doubly gone. But that doesn't mean we can't see at least some reference to it in Security Breach, or better yet, maybe some kind of flashback to everyone's favorite, super terrifying animatronic. After all, I'm still hoping we'll get more insight into William Afton and his story with Security Breach. I don't mind having more questions added to our big pile with this game, our big pile of questions for us to puzzle out, but it would be cool if we also at the same time at least got a few answers too. It would also be neat if this game found a way to acknowledge some of the various incarnations we have seen of William Afton throughout the years and throughout the franchise, such as his time as Springtrap. And maybe some more Purple Man. I feel like we haven't seen the Purple Man in a while. We know purple is his color, but like I'd love to see that incarnation again. Number 4, Carl the Cupcake. Am I the only one who feels bad that Carl the Cupcake seems left out of Security Breach? Poor Carl. Is Glamrock Chica over cupcakes now? Has she left Carl behind? We see her with her guitar and her leg warmers, but hey, where is Carl? What happened to Carl? Someone tell me. Did she eat him? Carl the Cupcake even got their own jump scare in later games like Help Wanted and FNAF 4, so I'm really hoping that somewhere there is a Carl lurking in the dark, waiting to jump scare you. Maybe a whole army of Carls. Now that is something I would love to see. Attack of the Carls. Attack of the Cupcakes. Number 3, Glamrock Bonnie. Many fans of Bonnie are sad to see that when it comes to the Glamrock animatronics, Bonnie seems to have no place on the team. Bonnie is one of the classic animatronics, and one who Scott Cawthon himself has claimed that he actually finds the most frightening. Instead, on the current Glamrock team, we have Roxanne Wolf and Montgomery Gator, seeming to replace both Bonnie and Foxy's place in this revamped crew. Why no Bonnie, though? Many fans have done their own redesigns of Bonnie, showing what a Glamrock Bonnie could look like if we got one, and I think many are still hoping that while not on the promotional material, there could at least be a hint or small peek at a newer, more electric version of Bonnie somewhere in Security Breach. Number 2, Glamrock Foxy. Speaking of animatronics we'd love to see glamified, I talked about him on part 1 of my list, and it's time to talk about him again. Could we see a new Foxy at some point in this game? I don't know. I don't think so, but I do hope so. I just love Foxy, and I would kind of love to see what a Glamrock adaptation of his pirate theme would be like. It is possible that in our exploration of the behind-the-scenes areas at the Pizzaplex that we could run into all sorts of animatronics who are maybe still in development or in a state of disrepair somewhere, hidden away from the entertainment and customer service areas. If this does happen, I would be more than happy to see among these not in-service animatronics a Glamrock Foxy, or at least a partially finished design of the character. I don't need a full Glamrock Foxy, even just a Glamrock head for Foxy would do for me. Fans have been creating designs, and they all look so cool, so I just really love to see what Foxy looks like Glamrocked out. I mean, look at this guy. Look at this little guy. You don't want this guy? Where's Foxy? Number 1, Michael Afton. One of the characters that many fans are hoping to see somehow return is Michael. Of course, it's more than likely that Michael is gone forever after the events of Pizzeria Simulator, but I think people are hoping that, like William, Michael will somehow prove to be kind of immortal, and that if William Afton lives on, Michael will find a way to return to help stop his father again. Of course, I am also one for the theory that perhaps William's children are not organic, but are actually in fact robots that he made. I know this theory sounds kind of crazy, but it would explain how Michael could somehow survive even with Ennard inside of him, and then later after he vomited up Ennard. If Michael is some kind of robot designed by William, like his animatronics, but obviously more lifelike, is it possible that he survived the fire, or that he could somehow return? We'll have to wait for Security Breach to find out what happens, and if he continues to remain dead, or if he returns to life somehow.